the back end. Coach Belichick really would like to play cover two, keep everything in front of you, but you can't do that if you can't generate pressure, Skip, because you got to take chances. And as Tom said, we got behind early. The first three drives, we didn't do anything, and they spotted Jacksonville. And Blake came out hot. And before I go any further, the Blake Bortles you saw yesterday in this defense, they're good enough to be the representative in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you just jumped on a new bandwagon. Shannon Sharp bandwagon jumps.
Man, this guy here.
You're off the Chargers onto the Jaguars.
Why do you do that?
Because you're looking for somebody who has a semblance of a chance against Tom Brady.
No, I'm just saying. So did you see what they did to Tom Brady yesterday?
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn.
Are you asking me a rhetorical question?
No, I am. But look, the Jacksonville defense held them to 300 total yards. They can put pressure on you by just rushing four. See, everybody, when you look at the Jags, they can rush you with four. They got Calais and they got Malik Jackson up front, so they can collapse the pocket. They got Ngakoue and they got Fowler on the edge. And they got fast Tevin Smith. They got Miles Jack. They can run at the middle backers.
I got you.
And then they got two corners.
They might have the two best tandem corners in the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the job they did, they
even got Barry Church. You can go to church on him.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Whatever. But anyway, if you see the job they did, if Jalen Ramsey had Gronk, they singled him up, man to man. Other than that, they doubled him. Skip, they ran a coverage I'd never seen it before in my life, and I played 14 years, I've covered this. They took the whole safety. They doubled Gronk with the whole safety, and they told the middle backer, which was Miles Jack, he ran to the deep middle of the field. I had never seen a coverage like that. So you bring the whole safety down to double Gronk, and you take the Mike backer and run him to where the safety vacated. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Miles Jack used a new technique, too. It's grabbing Gronk's jersey.
Stop it, Skip, man. It's not hold all the time. Stop it.
Is that how Doug Marrone teaches?
Skip, here's the thing.
Know.
Not Gronk. Brady was a little off yesterday.
Really?
Blake Bortles was on top of his game yesterday, and guys were making catches. You saw the one-hand catch by Cole. That's as good a catch as you're going to see this year.
I would agree.
Guys made plays. Give Blake Bortles. The thing that I like about them is that they stayed aggressive. Now, they got a lead 21-3, and then all of a sudden they want to hand off on second down, and Blake throw the ball on third down to end up getting nowhere. But as long as they allow Blake to stay aggressive, the Patriots are going to have problems, Skip, because they can't generate. And I was like, man, because we watched them in the first game, and you're like, where was this defense in the Super Bowl that was generating this kind of pressure? Yesterday, I'm looking at them, I'm like, they're worse than in the Super Bowl. They can generate nothing. And when you can't generate Skip, I don't care how bad the quarterback is. You let him sit back there unbothered, and they will pick you apart. And that's what Blake Bortles was able to do. They didn't bother him. They didn't get in his face. They didn't pressure him. And he was able to complete pass after pass after pass. The Jags, with this Blake Bortles, they're good enough to be because defensively, they're going to keep him in every game, Skip. That defense is good enough. They're going to be in every game. The question is, can Blake Bortles, I'm not saying play like this, Skip. I'm talking about 4 touchdowns. But can he be some resemblance of an upper level, can he be a top 10, top 13 quarterback? Anything like that, they're good enough to be the representative.
My turn?
It was your turn.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was after 12 minutes. 12 minutes, my God.
Timing you now.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You know, let's Skip Bayless.
Bottom line, against that Saxonville defense, in the NFL's hottest game in the last 15 years, since the game 15 years ago outside in Arizona, 97 degrees it was yesterday in Jacksonville with high humidity, Tom Brady played plenty well enough to win that football game. And he did so without his 3 top receivers from the great comeback that he engineered in the AFC Championship game against Jacksonville up in Foxborough last year. But Bill Belichick's vaunted defense, the genius Bill Belichick, it gave up almost 500 yards and 31 points to a Blake Bortles offense without Leonard Fournette and without its best receiver, Marquise Lee, who's gone for the year. Are you serious? There's no Fournette and no Marquise Lee? And the vaunted Patriot defense that you were raving about all last week gave up almost 500 yards and 31 points. And Blake Bortles was 10 of 14 on third down?
Yeah, you get
on
beat.
third down?
You get beat.
So you know what Tom Brady was doing when he was over there hitting his head, do your job? He was maybe yelling in Belichick's direction. Do your job, Bill Belichick.
Whoa, Skip,
because that was
you out
just
of line.
shameful. I'm not out of line. I'm in line on this one because that looked at least as bad as the Super Bowl looked.
They did.
It was
377 to 373.
It was Blake Foles all over again, right? Yeah. This is the guy you have little to no respect for, Blake Bortles.
Yes.
He had a QBR scale of 0 to 100 of 95 against Bill Belichick's defense. How can you overcome that?
Tom Brady overcomes everything.
Yeah.
Remember?
And just when I thought Brady was about to get them back in the game, what happens? It's another crossing route. It's like Bill Belichick's never seen a crossing route in his life.
No, Skip,
I don't know.
No, that's not Coach Belichick.
How about the D.D. Westbrook play? It's just a simple crossing route. And he can't. Oh, here's another. There's Blake Bortles.
Simple.
Just a little crossing route.
Shallow cross.
Cross. Then he turns it up. Can you tackle him? Nah.
Miss.
Can maybe you can tackle him? Nah. Can you catch him? Nah. D.D. Westbrook's in the end zone. I'm just sitting back. I'm watching my TV. I'm like, what just happened? I thought this was Bill Belichick.
Go, D.D., go!
Yeah.
Go!
And I tweeted at that point, Belichick, question mark? And then I tweeted, Smell-a-chick, because that just smelled to me.
Smell
that
like what?
Stinks.
Oh, okay.
It stinks.
I thought you were trying to imply something.
Smell-a-chick. No, Smell-a-chick. It just stinks.
But if you don't mind me asking, Tom Brady's first 3 possessions when they go 3 and out.
It's the defense is hellacious good.
No. Tom Brady got the ball.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question. Why did Tom Brady go 3 and out? Why did not Tom Brady put points on the board with his first 3 possessions?
Well, he didn't in the AFC Championship game either. They're down 20-10 in the fourth quarter.
And what was the difference? Coach Belichick defense couldn't stand up in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady couldn't do heroic. I keep telling you.
Tom Brady threw for 138 in the fourth quarter
What
of
did he
that
throw
game.
for yesterday?
With 12 stitches in his throwing hand.
What did he throw for yesterday healthy? What did he throw for yesterday healthy in the fourth quarter?
He had a good QBR yesterday. He was in the 70s. That's really good.
70. Blake Bortles said, I do 70 in my sleep against you good bums.
That's not what you told me last week.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of bums, I think you basically called Blake Bortles a bum.
He was.
Yeah, okay.
Skip, everybody, I'm not saying anything that anyone else hasn't said. They said this team is good enough to get to the Super Bowl if Blake Bortles can play well. And he played well. And we've seen flashes of it where he plays like a competent quarterback, but we've also seen flashes where he stinks it up. So let's not pretend that all of a sudden I'm just reaching for things out of the sky to say about Blake Bortles.
Okay, so to be objective about this, the Patriots did lose probably their best pass rusher, Trey Flowers, early, and they lost one of their safeties, Patrick Chung, later in the second half. So I'm going to give you those two. But how about Eric Rowe? Remember Eric Rowe, the guy who replaced Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl? And Malcolm Butler played exactly 0 defensive snaps in the Super Bowl.
I know you're going
So he was out there yesterday, and every time I looked up, Eric Rowe was chasing another receiver.
Skip, there's nothing he can do about those
catches. I think he's torchable.
Skip, some of those catches, the catch that Cole made. Skip, there's nothing you can do about that. The touchdown, that was a great throw and catch. But I can tell you what, and I know what you're thinking. And when he took Eric Rowe out, I said, Skip's like, you take Eric Rowe out because he's getting torched, but you wouldn't take the guy out that was getting torched in the Super Bowl and put Malcolm. But I say I know Skip.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. You know what got Coach Belichick upset? Coach Belichick says, you know what? My defense is off. Maybe I was off and the play calls was off. Skip, they still had an opportunity. It was 4th and an inch. Coach Belichick has gone over every scenario 1,000 times. If a guy jumps offside, it's less than 5 yards, you move.
You touch. Just touch him or do something. You move.
That's it.
They all stayed stationary.
Coach,
he reached for his flag.
Right, and nobody moved.
I'm not saying that would have won the game, but it would have given him a better chance.
It would have given him an opportunity. So now all of a sudden they go down and score. It's 24-17.
Yeah.
Now we see if Blake Bortles can still make those same throws being up by 7, because we saw in the second half, in the championship game, as the Patriots started their comeback, we saw all of a sudden Blake Bortles, it's all got a little T-Rex on. He couldn't throw. He couldn't extend like he was when he had that big lead. So so even Coach Belichick, sometimes his training, his methods don't always get through in the most crucial time, because, Skip, they don't normally make those kind of mistakes.
They do not. So my bottom line takeaway from this game is I thought before the year that Tom Brady would again beat Jacksonville in Foxborough in the AFC Championship game. Now, I'm just not sure he can overcome this shameful defense enough to keep the AFC Championship game at home. I think Tom Brady just might have to go back to Jacksonville to get to the Super Bowl.